Ricky Rose, the time has come. Meech home. February 13th, get your tickets right now. It's going down. We know Florida gonna be there. Miami gonna be there. The legend himself gonna be in the building, making history. Meech, who else coming?
The whole nation. Detroit, St. Louis, California, everybody. Atlanta, Georgia, ATL, stand up.
Woo. We're gonna make history. Get your tickets right now.
Guy, I don't think there's a bad guy.
No, yes it is. Fuck that, Vlad. Let's talk about it.
I think Meech is the one that made a mistake.
No.
No? You think 50?
No.
Lil Meech.
No.
Who am I forgetting now?
Rick Ross knew perfectly damn well what he was doing and what that would lead to. And if he was a real friend to Meech.
50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better shut up. I will buy your masters.
A major controversy has erupted in the hip-hop world involving Rick Ross, Big Meech, and 50 Cent, centered around allegations that Ross made empty promises about a multi-million-dollar film project. According to multiple sources, what began as a seemingly promising business relationship has devolved into public accusations and ridicule. Rick Ross just played Big Meech like a pawn in a $120 million hustle, and now 50 Cent out here clowning the whole thing. But here's the crazy part. Everybody on the block saw this scam coming. Everybody except Meech himself. The controversy began after Big Meech, Demetrius Flannery, was released from prison in October. As the co-founder of the Black Mafia family, BMF, Meech's return to freedom generated significant interest in the entertainment world, particularly given the popularity of the BMF television series produced by 50 Cent. Shortly after Meech's release, Rick Ross publicly announced ambitious plans to collaborate with him on a high-budget film project.
I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small-budget series. Now it's time to do a big-budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie, F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big. I can feel it. I'm just talking.
Setting expectations for what appeared to be a major Hollywood production with a reported budget of $120 million. However, none of these plans have materialized. On paper, it looked like Meech was about to finally eat off his own name, finally cash in on the empire he built. But when the smoke cleared, nothing came through. Ross delivered zero. The promises made by Ross reportedly created a significant expectation for Meech, who may have seen this as an opportunity to capitalize on his own story following years of incarceration. Instead, he used the Meech stamp like a prop, flexing against his longtime foe, 50 Cent. The situation is complicated by the long-standing feud between Rick Ross and 50 Cent, who has been actively involved with the BMF story through his production of the television series on Stars. Many are now suggesting that Ross's outreach to Meech was primarily motivated by this rivalry rather than genuine business interest. According to industry figure Tony Yao, 50 Cent has been supportive of Lil Meech, Demetrius Flannery Jr., since the beginning of his acting career.
You know, but when you take Little Meech and you put him in acting school, you know, you take him from Detroit. I remember him rapping when he was rapping and nobody was helping him from what I seen. Cause I remember when Lil Meech was rapping. Nobody helped him, and then 50 put him in acting school, kept it on the low, and he made all this money.
The alleged contrast between 50 Cent's behind-the-scenes support and Ross's public but unfulfilled promises has become a central point in the controversy. Because everybody already knew who was putting in the real work, 50. He'd been the one funding the BMF show, sliding money into Lil Meech's acting classes, opening doors that gave him a career. Meanwhile, Ross brought empty hype and a PR boost. 50 Cent has responded to the situation with his characteristic approach to social media trolling. He suggested that Ross merely offered to send Meech some Wingstop chicken wings, a reference to Ross's franchise ownership, rather than providing substantial business opportunities. The humor stung because it was too close to the truth. The situation escalated when 50 Cent made additional claims about Lil Meech's personal challenges, suggesting that he had to intervene to help the young actor with substance abuse issues. According to these allegations, 50 Cent had to send the kid to rehab himself. The picture 50 painted himself as the grown man in the room, stepping in to keep Lil Meech on track while his pops was busy hyping the same habits that were wrecking him. 50 framed it as him playing protector while Ross and Big Meech played reckless. The controversy has generated significant discussion within the hip-hop community, with various industry figures weighing in on who bears responsibility for the situation. In a particularly notable interview, industry figure Whack 100 placed the blame squarely on Rick Ross.
Guy, I don't think there's a bad guy.
No, yes it is. That Vlad, let's talk about it.
I think Meech is the one that made a mistake.
No,
No? You think 50?
no,
Lil Meech.
no.
Who am I forgetting now?
Rick Ross knew perfectly damn well what he was doing and what that would lead to. And if he was a real friend to Meech, unless he was looking to get 50 out the way, he would have dealt with Meech in the shadows, because he knows me and this dude who is going to react if he sees me dealing with this dude that he has business with. And there was a lot of business left to be done, right? Rick Ross, bro, could have done whatever he was gonna do in the shadows if he really honored and respected Meech. Trust me, Meech wished none of this was going on.
The implication is that if Ross had genuine intentions to help Meech, he would have approached the situation more discreetly, aware that publicly aligning with someone connected to 50 Cent's business interests would inevitably create conflict. Instead, the public nature of Ross's announcements suggests, according to critics, that generating this conflict may have been part of the objective. Michael Rainey Jr., who stars in 50 Cent's Power series, also weighed in on the situation with less sympathy.
I feel bad for Lil Meech. I don't feel bad for no grown man in this planet. Like, I'm a grown man. Why the f I gotta feel bad for another grown man? Like, you a grown man too. What you asking for my sympathy for? You be alright.
According to reports, 50 Cent endorsed Rainey's perspective, standing behind Rainey's words and stamping the narrative that the Meech camp was looking weak. This response suggests that 50 Cent views Big Meech's decision to align with Ross as a poor judgment call that a seasoned individual should have recognized as potentially problematic. The public reaction has largely focused on questions of loyalty, business acumen, and the wisdom of Meech's decision to embrace Ross's overtures, while potentially distancing himself from 50 Cent, who had already demonstrated tangible support for the Flenory family through the BMF series. Critics of Rick Ross have pointed to what they describe as a pattern of similar behavior throughout his career, suggesting that the situation with Meech is consistent with his past actions. Some observers have highlighted Ross's controversial adoption of his stage name, which was reportedly taken from Freeway Rick Ross, a well-known former drug trafficker.
Have you ever seen anybody confront Rick Ross about you?
Not in person, no. Anytime I'm around, he disappears.
But is there any video of anybody like, hey, why are you running around with this dude's name?
Critics also point to Ross's references to imprisoned gang leader Larry Hoover in his music as another example of leveraging others' reputations for his own brand building. Ross repeated the move with Larry Hoover, used the man's name in lyrics while he sat behind bars, stacking clout and dollars off it. These past controversies are being cited as evidence of what some describe as a pattern where Ross benefits from association with established street figures. Ross been eating off other people's legacies for years, and now allegedly doing the same thing to Meech. When directly asked if there was anything about Ross and his career that he respected, 50 Cent was unequivocal.
Is there anything about Ross and his career that you'd have any respect for?
No, there's nothing there. I never wanted to work with him.
This response underscores the depth of the animosity between the two artists, which provides important context for understanding the current controversy. There are also allegations that this isn't the first time Ross has left associates in difficult situations. And honestly, Ross leaving people stranded ain't a new chapter in his book. Allegedly, he already did it to his own squad up in Canada, left his boys to get jumped while he dipped only to come back later, claiming it was all a test of strength. Big Meech himself eventually responded to the growing controversy, though his statement focused more on his personal integrity than the specific allegations about Ross.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family.
Some observers suggest that the entire situation is particularly unfortunate for Meech because it has diverted attention from what could have been a positive post-prison narrative. Word is Meech feeling the heat, frustrated, pockets looking funny, realizing Ross linked with him for one reason, to keep poking at 50 Cent. Not out of loyalty or respect, just to stir the beef. The controversy has allegedly had tangible, negative consequences beyond just public perception. According to some reports, word is Ross, even behind the cancellation of Meech's welcome home benefit, had folks blaming 50. But truth was, Ross didn't want Meech having a successful comeback. He wanted him sidelined, just sitting in the cut while Ross played hero on social media. The situation represents a complex intersection of business, personal rivalries, and questions about authenticity in the entertainment industry. For Meech, who spent years incarcerated while others profited from telling versions of his story, the controversy highlights the challenges of reclaiming narrative control and making sound business decisions upon returning to freedom. As the discussion continues across social media and hip-hop platforms, many are questioning whether Ross is just playing the game, or did he really leave Big Meech high and dry? Is Meech's loyalty misplaced, or did he get played for clout? The ongoing debate reflects broader tensions in the industry about exploitation, loyalty, and the commodification of street credibility for entertainment purposes.